to another awesome video. Today's review is a requested review and a long-awaited review and request from Mage Wolf. And today's review is going to be of Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, also known as GMK. So GMK is one of the many installments in the Godzilla franchise from Toho, Showa, Heisei, all those companies where Godzilla is pinned back as the antagonist. The Japanese military and everyone of Tokyo is in this all hell breaks loose of we have to evacuate, it's the apocalypse essentially, and or we have to defeat Godzilla. And they also discovered that there are these three guardians of the earth, or at least in this movie, these guardian monsters that are meant to protect and stop Godzilla. This movie came out in 2001, the year I was born, and is directed by Shizuki Kaneko. And I'm glad I'm kind of revisiting this one, and I will definitely be revisiting a lot of these when we eventually get down and get through all the Godzilla movies at some point. But I haven't seen this one in a while, and I will say that now that I am older, I do appreciate this one a lot more, because there were things I will say when I was younger I really didn't like back then that I kind of enjoy now. For example, I wasn't on board and I just didn't like the design of Godzilla with the solely blank and plain white eyes. I just for a reason didn't like it, for whatever reason or no reason, but I kind of respect it more. It grows on me more. I appreciate it more. I think there is a certain presence, a menace, something terrifying about him just having these just blank white eyes and that face. And I love that the costume, or at least the mouth, articulates and blinks. But I think the white eyes is great is because it gives off this sort of vengeful spirit, or we can rephrase it, perhaps a spirit of vengeance, if you know what I mean. So I do love that. I think it is very interesting to see Godzilla pinned back into the antagonist role, where that is switched up, and King Ghidorah is the guardian of the earth in this movie, at least, because there are several instances in several movies where, of course, Godzilla is the antagonist, but there are times where we as mankind create something, whether genetically or artificially, create something to stop Godzilla, and that backfires on us in the form of, let's say, something like Mechagodzilla or Destroyer. Godzilla is then, unbeknownst to him, is kind of forced to then play the protector of Earth and destroy the bad guy. It's interesting seeing that role reverse, and I will say it's interesting and kind of funny how King Ghidorah, at least at first, feels a little like the same height as Godzilla, if not a little bit shorter. You could even say he's kind of a short king, but in great King Ghidorah fashion, he has this moment towards the end where all of a sudden his wings expand and he becomes more powerful, and it's this all-out battle royale, war, bloodshed between Godzilla and King Ghidorah, and it's just so cool. It's just so cool. I don't need to explain anymore. It's just too cool. And I will also add that out of all the monster designs in this movie, it's not a deep thing, but for whatever reason, Mothra is my least favorite. I don't hate it, but for whatever reason, it's my least favorite, or at least it's my least favorite design out of all the Mothra costumes and puppetry and things they've done with her. It's not super crucial, but it's just, this one I'm just kind of like, it's fine. I don't hate it, it's fine. Also, pour one out for Baragon, because this character is barely used often, and it's kind of funny having these three be these specific guardians. And for whatever reason, they are these guardians of the earth. Mothra makes sense, but the other two, it's interesting because there's this thing around these stones, and I think they have this subplot or plot where the people's souls that died, that were the cause of deaths because of Godzilla, and I think those souls are possessed in Godzilla, or those souls are possessed in the stones, which bring back the Guardians, or the Guardians are brought back because of Godzilla. It kind of gets a little convoluted, it kind of gets a little confusing at times, but it's interesting having Baragon of all kaijus. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate the character. I think he's great. He's just such a deep cut, obscure kaiju. He's adorable in this movie, and I will also add that he is 10 times adorable because I love the actress in the suit. that does the costume, because every time now I see Baragon fling his ears and does his little roar, I think of the actress in the suit and the behind the scenes of her just going It's great, love it. I'll say one legitimate kind of issue I have with this movie is that there are a lot of times that the human characters, don't get me wrong, I don't mind the human characters and I will defend that. Good human characters and you have good monster battles. I've always described that and explained that when it comes to Godzilla movies, because you can always have the best of both worlds, but usually, let's be honest, we're all here for the big monster bashes and the big monster fights and all that shit happens, and that's great. But I will say the human element is not weak, but it's kind of not the strongest too. Some characters I do like. There is literally a reporter named Yuri out of the countless of other Yuri characters I've heard use that name before, but other than that, everyone else is kind of just passable. They're not doing a bad job, it's just I'm like, I didn't really find myself that invested in the human elements really. But I will say what's really funny to me is how many times that for every one good moment, us as humanity and mankind said something smart, they would say something stupid. There'd be a smart moment, and next thing you know, they would have this moment where it's like, what the hell's going on? Why is there a fucking golden dragon? That monster, that red monster there clearly looks like Godzilla, but doesn't look like Godzilla. It's just stupid moments like that. I just couldn't help but laugh, but kind of scratch my head. And there's so many times they reiterate names or reiterate dialogue that makes kind of no sense. But I will at least give this a positive that I kind of do love how bleak and kind of partially dark this film goes, because this one specific, you have Tokyo in flames. A lot of the people in a lot of the cities are in total chaos and total just everything's on fire. Godzilla destroys all the guardian monsters and he even dies as well. And for a moment it feels like actually humanity would have almost died too and Godzilla would have almost destroyed everything. Of course they do have this moment where everything's fine, destroy Godzilla, but everything at times does feel a little bit darker. So I will give it that plus. But I'm going to give GMK, I am going to give it at least a B or a B plus. So GMK, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. Make sure you ring that bell to new videos every week. Share the video with family and friends. All the good stuff for more. Leave suggestions down in the comments. You name it, I'll do as best as possible. Thanks again for this, Mage Wolf. I know it's been some time, and I will try and get back to everyone's requests. I've had a lot of other things on my mind with videos and reviews and etc. So don't worry, I will get back to some of those requests. I know there's not a lot, but I will try and get to those ones over time. So there will be at least a few movie reviews and there's some requests that I have in store for you all. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.